Live on the SRN feed, we are currently aboard Air Force One. The President is about to depart from Seattle. We wanted to ask you a few questions. Mr. President, Greg Sanders, SRN. Good to be with you. Mr. President, it has come to our attention that we are aware that NAFTA has been passed by the Senate. When do you expect to sign? We know that you were anxious to get it passed. I expect to sign it after I have looked over the particulars and after I have discussed it with my counterparts from Mexico and Canada. They received their copy and they see that it's acceptable. I don't anticipate there to be a problem. Canada has said they're on board. It will most likely be after Thanksgiving. Mr. President, yes, today at the APEC summit, we heard that there were at least several sticking points that were finally ironed out thanks to the help of you and Deputy Secretary of State Strobe Talbot. Can you please tell us what those sticking points are? First of all, there is the one-child policy of China. I wanted them to consider working on that to get it removed in exchange for trade. But they wanted to give up some of the other pet projects. China wanted to give up some of the other pet projects that were important to New Zealand, New Guinea, Thailand, and of course Korea, and so South Korea, and so it's become a problem. And then another sticking point was the nuclear proliferation of North Korea and potentially even China. Our final agreement was just have a work in progress on the one-child deal, but to have the UN, the United States, work closely with the UN and NATO to work with an agreement, a negotiation on the nuclear issue with North Korea. There are some that'll say that that's half meal, piecemeal, and that in no way does that fit for a president of a peace with strength. My emphasis, what I learned from Georgetown and Oxford, is not necessarily peace through strength. It can be used, yes. But as we've seen in Somalia, it has backfired in our face, and we can't afford to use it too much. This close to the year with Christmas and everything, we have to make it a decent chance for a holiday, so that not too many more of our boys here in America are in harm's way. But you were able to make some economic concession, were you not? We were. China seemed to be a relatively willing participant. There were some times when China and South Korea, Australia and New Zealand butted heads. But something was set up, and we have agreed to address these issues annually. Thank you very much, President. We realize your time is important and that you're about to take off. From SRN, this is Greg Sanders saying from Seattle, Washington. Goodbye.
Goodbye.